Well, this didn't turn out quite the way I hoped. Last year when Mom was sick, I drug this fallen tree, and it was in the driveway. I just drug it here and left it there. I'm gonna cut that up and burn it, but there's my compost pile. A lot of dandelions. There's a lot of clover in here. There's a lot of goldenrod coming up. There's actually multiflora rose right there. This needs mowed. This needs mowed, and I think what I'm going to do, there's a blind out there. My brother's turkey hunting this year. And most of the clover was about here over, and I always needed to plow this and plant it, but good grief, for what it's worth, I think I just plow the whole thing and plant it. It's about 3.5 acre field. And I got a C20 plow right here I never used. Yeah, I mean, all the parts and pieces are here. I bought this last year. Got the extensions on there, and trail wheel assembly's in respectable shape. It needs greased up and used, but I think this is going to be good to go. And this is probably, I don't know, my second or third one that I've bought in here, and this might be the best one. I won't know until I use it, but this is probably going on the back of Princess Leia. But I want to get this mowed first, and I think I'm going to use the Cubs. I'm going to use the belly mower Cub. It's a lot easier. And then I think I'll hook the one pronger. The thing about being a YouTuber is you have to video what you're doing. Imagine that. I know it sounds like common sense, right? But if I'm mowing, well, that's what I have eligible to video. If I'm at an auction, which this year I told you at the beginning of the year I'm going to a lot of them, and we ain't done yet, including the one that we're going to go to this weekend. I think I'm going to do 2 previews because they're within about 15 to 20 minutes of each other, both auctions, and they're both bangers. So we're going to check those out, and they're both in Ohio. But I need to get this field rectified and handled. We are soaking wet. Now this field's dry because it's gravel and sand, and a lot of the moisture's been absorbed by the vegetation. It's this time of year you tend to lose your moisture a little bit quicker than say you would middle of March or the 3rd week of March. But let's go, let's mow, and then I can eventually use that. And these are cultivators for the H. That's one side, and then this is the other. I want to get these out of the field too. And my H is actually set up for cultivators with the wide front end sticking way out in the front, and I've got all the parts and pieces to do it. It's just one of those deals, one day. Yeah, and you can see it's extended out, the cultivators go, and then that centerpiece comes out of the grill. Somebody asked me a while back, why is it pink? Why is it pink? That's called cheap paint. If you use Tractor Supply paint, and after about 5-6 years of being out and using your tractor, this is what it'll look like. So if you care, don't use cheap paint. That's the idea. The reason that I haven't tore this down and used expensive paint is because it needs an overhaul. Do the overhaul, do the mechanical work, the electrical work first, and then do a professional paint job on it. I bought this brush hog down at WTC about 3 years ago, and for the most part I've cut everything under the sun, sumac to right on down to goldenrod. I've even mowed clover with it, and it's just been bulletproof. I put a couple hand kook new tires on it, and this thing pulls great down the road. Good grief, I think I was doing about 50-55 with but either way, it's for $500, it owes me nothing. All right, and this is that rear single prong. This is a 42F-3. I don't know what the 3 means. I could figure it out, but it could mean, I was going to say 3 pulleys, but there's 4 pulleys here, and there's zerks and stuff that need hit. Bearing seems real good, nice and tight. Dynamite. This needs painted, and that's probably something I'll do this summer, is get it up and paint it. And then this came with my Cub, and then there's a little, I don't know what he had in there as far as maybe a nail or something, but don't take much, just something to lock it in there. And this is really nice. When I first got it, I did a video of it, and worked great. And it does have the slides on the side. But yeah, I'd like to get this out and use it because I have it. It's like having a boat. If you got a boat, go float. This is another one of them tractors, 1948 Farmall Cub, that it don't owe me nothing at this point. I bought this a couple years ago down at WTC, and boy, I use this a lot when I'm not even filming. A lot of times you don't know, I just change the oil in this thing, but odds are it's black. That ain't too bad, actually. It's a brownish black, but it's right on the full line, as it should be. And I usually change it once a year, but quite frankly, for as much as I'm going to be using this thing with clover and different projects, it'll probably get a couple changes this year. This is my 57 Cub, painted incorrectly, but I got this rake because I was spraying my driveway 2 and 3 times a year. I got a stone driveway, and I thought, boy, I wouldn't have to spray anymore if I got a rake, especially a 7-footer. 2 swipes around and I'm good. Sometimes I double that up, but yeah, this is a lot more fun than spraying, I can tell you that. Seat time. There actually is a lot of clover in here, but there's enough weeds that I think it justifies a redo. And it's probably been, oh gosh, 4 years since I planted this. You know, so there's clover here. It's just, I don't want to see the goldenrod. Because of the way I got my rain cap, works out pretty nice. Little tree stand there. I haven't hunted out of that in years. Trying to creep into the field, I ain't liking that. So I mow it. Okay, I got some field work to do here with some chainsaw and throw it back in the old pasture. Little skunk cabbage city right there. There's the rollover. Well, I've made my way to the other field here. Getting this taller clover mowed, it's about chin high. And right now I got weeds coming up, as to be expected with the warm temperatures and all the rain. A lot of times it's faster just to spray it, but it's not funner, and funner is what I'm about. And the 2 inches we got another 1/4 inch to add to it. Cool. Yeah, and the cat likes to sleep on this seat, so I cleaned it off. Nice clean seat, the mat. And let's go, let's show. I usually hit this about 3 times, and you can see I need to angle it and bring some of that stone back in. This is old 2B, and normally I'd bring more 2B in and just back it down, but we ride e-bikes, and that loose stone is not stable for riding an e-bike, and there's just something not real fun about laying an e-bike down, or at least it's not on my things to do list. Yeah, and it don't take many passes to dig the weeds up, that's for sure. The forecast says no rain for the next 7 days, so we'll see. Well, that's about right. Looks fairly weedless to me. And I am rake up. I'll hit it again probably, I don't know, every 3 weeks. Call it good. Intermission here. This weekend there is a plow day and 2 auctions. Now, the one auction that I'd like to go to, there's a 1086, a 1066. There's at least a white, like a 2105 white tractor. Going to be a boatload implement. That one's a farm track. That one's a farm auction, not a consignment auction. Or I can go to a plow day. I haven't been to a plow day yet. It's been really wet, and even though it has been wet, a lot of your clubs just force the issue. We're going to have it no matter what. Gonna have it. Man, if I had a plow day here, we're having it when it's dry and nice. That's just the bottom line. But if you made it this far in the video, you get a vote. Where am I going? Plow day? Auction. Well, I think it's time to get this sucker hooked up. I dumped the rake off there. I just got to get this PTO. Oh, I don't want to pull you off of there, but I might have to. Or give the tractor a kick. Stop right there. That way I can get you lined up. All right, see, I have this centered, and it actually needs to come over about 2 or 3 holes, because the mower deck isn't going to be perfectly in line with the rear wheels, so you got to take it off of there and just say, pull this pin out and knock this over just a little bit. Cotter pin pulled. And then, I don't know, this should be greased. If at the very least have some WD-40 on it. Yeah, let me get some spray. Now, this is just temporary. I will put grease on this, but I'm going to get it sliding for now. Yeah, oh yeah. Okay. I think we're going to put it right here. Underneath, I'm in the middle hole, there's 3 holes. I'll show you that in a minute. You've never played with a cub. That should work. Get it centered up a little better anyways. I don't mind an inch or two or whatever off, but yeah, with the rock rake, it was so wide it covered the rears no matter what or where it was, but this is different. All right, that I can live with. As it sits on the ground, it probably isn't covering like 2 inches of this side, but you got to remember when I lift it, you're going to get, you know, just a little bit of sway and movement as I allow for it there. And then when I set it down, it just kind of more or less floats. Like I say, you got the slides here, and you know, if I'm going too low, I'll stop floating it. But yeah, I want to get grease. There's a zerk right there. There's a zerk up here. Yeah, you don't want to miss zerks on this. You definitely want everything greased up. I want to sand this down and paint it. Pretty cool looking rig. And rare. I've only seen one other one on, and he's an Oliver guy, and he had one, and he used his a while after mine, but I don't know, you know, if he had his. He's got a Cub. Interestingly enough, he does have a Cub in a 1-point hitch Farmall mower, rotary that is. So this is, you know, for a 10 horsepower tractor, this is brush hog. It's a new chick day. That is a dark Brahma, 2 Jersey Giants. There's a Rhode Island red rooster, and geez, they're already. Now I've never seen that.
What?
Where they just run right up in the coop itself. Usually they're shy. These birds ain't shy. Yeah, and when I got this, the guy used I don't know, it was like a real long thin bolt with a little nut on the other side and just tightened it up. But that's what I'm going to use, you know, cotter pin, and then just bend it. But yeah, I mean, it's not really weight bearing. The splines take the force, and this just keeps it from sliding back and forth off the PTO shaft. Good enough. Now the next question that's going to be answered real soon is, how good's the belt? That's the next question. I think everything's greased, including my hands. But yeah, I think we fire it up and test it out. Engage the PTO. That's all you can do. Okay. She's a turning. I think it's time to send it. think it's cutting okay. It's cutting the depth I'm asking it to cut. Slight learning curve to it. I used it once, I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I'd have to go back through my videos and check, but does it cut? Yes, it cuts. You know, just trying to figure out how it does in the wetter stuff. This is, I mean, everything's wet. We've had nothing but, you know, 2 months of rain, but how's it doing the really wet stuff versus just the regular wet stuff? Drag's just a little more than the belly one, the Woods belly. Looks just like that, except it's underneath. You just saw that, but yeah, you know what it would allow? It allows 2 people to be out on a cub mowing clover. 2 people can have fun for the price of 1. This is what I mowed yesterday with the belly mower, and boy is it coming back good. I mean, that is the one thing about warm and lots of rain. Clover will Grover. Still got to get out here and take care of these woodchuck holes. I'll just take a shovel and shovel them in. And then now that the clover's mowed, I'll actually be able to see the woodchucks in it. Definitely want to get these weeds before they go to seed head. Because it's so deep and wet, I'm just first gear and about 80% throttle and just letting her eat. Yeah, that all needs cut there. Yeah, some of this is, oh, it averages 8 to 10 inches, but some of it's 12 to 14. That's a lot for 10 horsepower, especially when it's wet. Well, there you go. I'm pretty satisfied, you know, and somebody's going to be like, well, which mower do you like better? Or which did a better job? And the reality is in a true experimental study, you'd almost have to use the same tractor. Again, I don't ask a 10 horsepower tractor to do 40 horsepower work, but it did its job here all day, and a lot of fun to operate. I'll catch you at the next video. I got more mowing to do.